you guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we'll be taking a look at this Super Hornet Mk2. I'm going to break this video up in a couple of sections. I want to talk about the sale, I want to talk about the specifications of this ship, and I want to talk about some comparisons. So let's get right into this video. And we get right into it with the Heartseeker upgrade kit. Shot to the heart. Now, the Heartseeker is a variant of the Hornet series. Now, it is an upgrade kit, and I want to talk about that in a lot more detail later on in the video. But let's keep going. Here we have some of the other skins. There are some new skins that come with this ship. We have the factory standard, of course, Quicksand, Sylvia. This is like a green, not too bad. Then we have this one, which is like a blue camo. I really like that one. Okay, specifications: length 24. The wings do fold in, so 19 landed. This ship will fit in a Polaris just fine. Okay, weapons: 1 dual size 3 gimbal, 2 size 3s on your nose, 2 wing mounted size 4s. These are your Referral ballistic Gatlings. Then you have 1 remote turret with 2 more size 3s. Okay, the 1 remote turret is size 5 ballistic Gatling. Okay, this is the Heartseeker turret. Now, with the standard turret, you will be getting 8 size 1 missiles, and then you have another 8 size 2 missiles inside. Okay, so total you have 16 missiles. So the missile loader is pretty good. You will be losing those 8 size 1 missiles though when you equip the Heartseeker ballistic cannon, right? And as you can see there, the barrels of the ballistic Gatling are closer together than the 2 NG weapons there. So price wise, you can get the entire series $675. That's the pack. $750 without war bond. The Hornet series pack there with the concierge paints, and the standard F7C Super Hornet is $240 with store credit, $220 with new money. That's war bond, and then of course $220. You have your concierge skin with it. So let's see what we're getting with that. We are getting the paint. This is the blue camo paint, lifetime insurance, air view hanger, and the ship itself with that concierge pack, right? And then of course Colmore. This is the ship kit, right? And so we have all of the options down here with the Heartseeker upgrade. Okay, so with this, you are getting the ship with the upgrade for $240. So if you look at the price here, $220 war bond for just the ship, $240 war bond, and what are you getting? You are getting the Heartseeker paint. You're getting the turret with those 2 ballistic Gatlings. You are getting the helmet, the core, the arms, the legs, and lifetime insurance. Okay, for only $20 more. Then if you want to buy the upgrade kit standalone, you can do that, and there is a war bond for it. So for $25, you are getting the Heartseeker paint, the ball turret, the helmet, the core, the arms, and the legs. Okay, so you're getting the full set of armor, you're getting the paint, and you're getting the ball turret for $25 war bond, $30 with store credit. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Then we have the other skins here. The Love Struck skin is $11. Then the concierge skin, this is the blue camo, $6. Quicksand, $6 again. Sylvia, $6. You can get all the paints for $37. This includes the concierge paints. Then you can get the 7 paint pack for $29 off. This does not include the concierge paints as well. And then there is the upgrade, right? So they are offering a war bond upgrade with this set. Of course, here you have two options, the war bond upgrade and the standard store credit upgrade. The war bond upgrade allows you to spend just the difference between a ship that you already have and the Super Hornet. So for in this case, let's say you have a Mk2C and you want to get the Mk2 M Super Hornet, you can pick that up, the war bond version, and you just spend $45 of new money and you get the ship. Right now, if you want to get that with store credit, it's going to be $65. So I do always like to see when they offer the war bond upgrades. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Heartseeker upgrade kit, right? I think that this is great that CIG is doing this, right? And to kind of talk about this and why I think this is such a good thing, I want to go back a little bit and talk about the store game, right? So the store game is essentially when backers CCU ships. And so what is a CCU? If you're not familiar with it, it is a short for cross chassis upgrade. Okay, so what this system allows on the store is you own a ship and you want a new ship, instead of asking for a refund or doing anything like that, what you can do is just pay the difference between the ship that you have and the ship that you want, and this gets added to your account as a account bound item. Now when you use this account bound item and you apply the upgrade to your ship, the upgrade is spent. Okay, so on the website there's like a secondary system called the buyback system. This is a list of all of the items that you've ever purchased in the store that you can potentially buy back. If you apply a CCU, this does not get added to the list. CCUs, once applied, are spent. You cannot get them back. When you melt a ship that has a CCU applied to it, you just get the store credit and the original store item, that original ship. So why is any of this important? Well, when CIG released the Hornet Mk2, the F7A, the military variant, they released it as a CCU. So people who played the event, they got a free CCU to the F7A, right? This is problematic because if you apply the upgrade, you cannot melt that ship. You'll lose the F7A. So everybody who currently has an F7A, they cannot melt their F7C. Similarly, if you were doing the event, right, and you didn't own an F7C and you got the cross chassis upgrade, you would have to buy a F7C to apply the F7A upgrade, because CCUs cannot be applied to ships that you own in game. So two major problems is that you cannot melt the F7A without losing that CCU. If you melt the F7A, you will just get the F7C on your buyback, and you won't get any money because the F7A upgrade was gifted to you. And secondly, you can only apply that F7A upgrade to ships that you own on your account. You cannot apply it to ships that you own in game. So now we come to the Heartseeker upgrade kit and why I think this is such a great thing for CIG to do. Now, with this upgrade kit, it is a separate account bound item. Okay, CIG has made it clear that this new upgrade is not a variant, right? This is essentially a loadout where you have the skin and then you have the turret. So that means if you have a Mark II, you want to buy the Mark II Super Hornet, you can do that, and you can have the ship separately from this upgrade kit, right? Because this upgrade kit is a cosmetic, it's not a variant. So let's say down the line you want to melt your Super Hornet, you can do that and you can keep this upgrade kit, and then you can buy the Super Hornet in game in a few months when CIG adds it to the game, and you can still apply this Heartseeker upgrade kit to your in-game Super Hornet. So this solution here, it solves two problems. It solves the problem of you not being able to melt the Super Hornet, and it solves the problem of you being able to apply the upgrade kit to ships that you have acquired in game. Moving forward, I hope CIG does this a lot more because this is great. I think that the F7A promotion was potentially problematic, and a lot of people thought that CIG were too aggressive with that promotion. And in this scenario, people who want to take part in this sale, they can just buy this. They do not have to buy a Super Hornet. They can just buy this Heartseeker upgrade kit, and then when the Heartseeker gets added, I'm sorry, when the Super Hornet gets added to the game, then they can apply this, right? So I think that this is a great thing. So a little bit of a rant there, but I do want to give CIG a pat on the back when they do the right thing, and I think that this was the right thing for them to do, and I'm really happy about it. So now let's go take a look at the specifications. So we're going to go over the DPS calculator, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what this ship is capable of. Alright, so we got DPS calculator pulled up here. So we have the Heartseeker Mark II, we have the Super Hornet Mark II, we have the standard F7C Mark II, and then we have the F7A Mark II. So we have primary Mark IIs here that I want to take a look at comparing. So for starters, we're going to take a look at the Heartseeker. So the Heartseeker has 3 size 1 shields, 1 size 2 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers. Now the Heartseeker is just a cosmetic skin and a turret, so it has the same components as the regular Super Hornet Mark II. But what is different is that it has the TM SB5 Gatling on this special size 5 turret that brings the DPS up to 3404, and the player who pilots the Super Hornet is capable of controlling this turret. And it's the same thing in all of the Hornet series. If you have the standard Hornet, you can control the turret. But the difference with the Super Hornet is that with the Super Hornet's turret, it has a remote operator mode. So essentially, you can enter this remote turret and you will get a view that the turret sees, right? So when you're firing, typically in a Hornet, you're just going to have the pip, right? And you can fire in third person and you'll lose the UI. But those are really the two options there. And of course, because it's a turret, it is gimbaled, so it can move around. But because the Super Hornet has that remote operator mode, you can, as the pilot, get in this turret and fire at targets that are not aligned with your other weapons. So you can turn 360 degrees around if you want to and fire backwards while you're flying forwards. So there is a slight advantage to have the remote operator mode for the turret with the Super Hornet. Now, if you have a friend playing with you, they can enter the turret and of course they'll have the same view. It has also been confirmed that the co-pilot can pilot the ship from the rear seat, but the co-pilot cannot fire the pilot weapons. The co-pilot can only fire the turret weapons. Okay, so with the standard Super Hornet, the DPS is 28-24, and as you guys can see, the Super Hornet maneuverability is going to be a little bit less than the standard Hornet. 220, 480, 250, 215, 465, 240. But its hydrogen and quantum fuel tanks are the same, so you have the same fuel for both ships. And then, of course, the standard Hornet only has 2 size 1 shields. Okay, so you are losing one of the size 1 shields. You have 2 size 1 power plants versus the Super Hornet's 1 size 2 power plant. Okay, so if you equip the same guns, energy weapons on the standard Hornet, you will have less ammo. Okay, because of course the Super Hornet is designed specifically for that. Now with the A, you have that size 2 power plant there, so you will have more ammo than the standard C, right? If you are going with energy weapons. So as the A is not strictly a like a loadout difference, it does have different components. Again, everything else is the same except the power plant. You have that 1 size 2 power plant on the A versus those 2 size 1s. And again, that will enable you to have more ammo for energy weapons. Now, the C comes stock with the same 2 size 4 ballistic Gatlings, right? So if you have ballistics on the ship, that's not really going to matter. But if you want to have the same energy weapons loadouts as the A will have that advantage there, and so will the Super Hornet. But I think that you're gonna want to look at it in a way that you're sacrificing a tiny bit of maneuverability, but you get more shields and you have a larger power plant for more ammo. So those things are things that you're going to want to consider if you're going to the Super Hornet. But I think, again, in my personal opinion, you're getting so much DPS here that it just makes sense. So I wanted to kind of compare this as well to the F8, right? Because the F8 is a heavy fighter and the DPS is very comparable. Now that the Hornet series is really, I don't want to say it's power creep, right? But the DPS of the Hornet series are really getting high up there. Now the major difference here, because the F8 is a heavy fighter versus the Super Hornet being a medium, or I would say an extra medium, that's definitely going to be your shields. So the Super Hornet has 3 size 1s and the F8 has two size 2s. So you have 19,000 here, and 19. Okay, so the shield, so your shield bubble, okay, on the Super Hornet is 51, and on the Lightning it is 7,000. So you have more shields on the Lightning, okay, but you are sacrificing a bit of maneuverability. 210, 450, 228 versus 215, 465, and 240, right? So obviously the heavy fighter is going to be a little bit more tanky, a little bit slower, but in terms of raw DPS here with the Heart Seeker, you're doing a lot more damage than that F8 Lightning with 2566 versus 3404. You have almost 1,000 more DPS than that Lightning, but the Lightning's weapons are all going to be energy cannons as stock. Well, 2 laser repeaters and the rest are energy cannons, but you have a lot of ballistics on the Super Hornet. So if you go to the Lightning and start putting a bunch of ballistic Gatlings on here, then it's gonna change the comparison a little bit. So I think ultimately, in conclusion, the Super Hornet is a pretty good ship. If you're looking to do a lot of PvE combat stuff, this is going to be a PvE machine, right? It's just going to be able to eat all those missions for breakfast. No problems are going to be had if you pick up this ship for that purpose, or if you wait for the ship to get added in game. I want to know what you guys think about this ship. Are you excited about it? Are you going to pick it up? Are you just going to get the upgrade kit so when it comes out in game you can apply it? I want to hear what you guys think. I think it's a great ship. I did end up getting it because I'm a big Hornet fan. In a future video, I'll probably do a comparison, a more deep dive comparison between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 Super Hornet. Because as you guys know, I've had that Mark 1 for a long time. But that's going to be it for me here in this video. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me again. I'm excited for a lot of new stuff coming out in game. And with that said, like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Salut.